Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Aizakan bin Muhammad Usli, together with my pair member which is Muhammad Nazim bin Muhammad Nawi. In this video, we will talk about ADHD, and later on we discuss more people about the 3% who has diagnosed with ADHD. Now, we often heard about children that are hyperactive, but do we know the exact term for this kind of disorder? It is called ADHD. It is a health issue, differences in brain development and activity that impact attention. The capacity to sit still and self-control are present in people with ADHD. Children with ADHD may experience problems at school, at home, with friends, and in tiny amount adults as well. The first is very inattentive. These individuals are easily distracted, have difficulty focusing, concentrating, and staying on task. They may not pay attention to instruction well. They may overlook crucial detail, and they may fail to complete what they begin. Second, hyperactive. Hyperactive people tend to restless and easily bored. They may struggle to sit still or remain quiet for extended period of time. As children, they may push through obstacles and make careless mistakes. They may act in a manner that disrupt others, climbing, jump, or rock house when they should not. The last one is impulsive. People who are impulsive are also interrupt, may push or grab, and find it hard to wait. They may have emotional reaction and that seem to enter for this situation and may do things without asking permission, texting they are not tears or in a way they are risky. It is common for young children to be distracted, restless, impatient, or impulsive. However, when this behavior persists and causes issues at home, school, or with restaurant, it may be sign of the ADHD. You guys must be thinking, how can ADHD? Let me tell you what are causes of ADHD. What causes the brain alteration associated with ADHD is unknown. According to research, ADHD is mostly hereditary. Many kids with ADHD have a parent or relative who also has the condition. Children who experience preterm birth were exposed to contaminant in the environment, or worse, mother use drug while pregnant are all at a high risk. So here are the three that I have mentioned before, which are Henry, Sammy, and Matthew. Let's get know them with us. Let's go.
This is Henry. He was diagnosed with ADHD when he was 6 years old.
Good morning. Oh, I made it into an omelette today, Henry. Did you want cheese on it? Right, could you take them for me? Good boy. All at once. Whoa.
Now let me introduce the main character in the first documentary video is Henry. Who is Henry? Henry is a 9 years old boy and the youngest of the three kids. He shows ADHD symptoms which are hyperactive, always restless, unable to concentrate, hostile, impulsive, and quickly distracted. Henry has an ADHD in stage 4. We will proceed with his development. When Henry was 6 years old, he received an ADHD diagnosis. When he altered his relationship with his teacher and exhibit a personality shift by expressing his worry in a way that stirs up strong emotion, he demonstrates social emotional development, and Henry was diagnosed with autism in 2019. Do you know who Henry's strongest supporters are? Of course, his parents. Next, we go through the challenge for Henry and his family. Henry has been segregated from the rest of the house for 3 weeks and is not permitted to leave. Then, none of Henry's bodies are visible to him. This causes Henry got stressed. Henry has been left out of everything. For family challenge is when Henry has a serious meltdown. The family must meet with teacher and police, and then they must calm him down because his stress level have increased. Every problem has its solution. So how the support system help to overcome the challenge? Most of his parents do support him very well. For example, his parents give him a homeschooling and always be his ally. At the same time, make an effort comprehend ADHD, and also his mother gave the medicine to Henry on time.
Thank you, Harid, for the wonderful explanation about what is ADHD. Now, let's go to the video documentary 2 and 3. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Nazim bin Muhammad Nawi. My metric number is 2021834292.
Sammy are a married couple with a 2-year-old son. They had just started seeing one another when he learned about his ADHD. The diagnosis made his behavior easier to understand and accommodate.
First of all, I would like to introduce the main character in this video, which is Sammy. Who is Sammy? Sammy Anaya is an award-winning cinematographer. He works in a high-stress environment, making hundreds of creative and technical decisions a day. He has a great eye, great instinct, and he has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, better known as ADD or as ADHD. For years, ADHD research focused mainly on men. The pool of research on females is slowly increasing. We know that while boys tend to show symptoms by age 5, girls may not until age 12. And flying under the radar can have consequences later in life. As in the video just now, Sammy, twin, late diagnosis, and his wife has requested him to consult a psychiatrist for more testing. And he had the symptoms ever since school but was unaware about ADHD. Next, for the supporting system, his wife and his job. Now, for the challenge encountered by Sammy. This part separated into two, which challenges with individual and with family. By individual, Sammy had been easily distracted, forgetful, inattention, and impulsivity. While with family, he had a difficult time to concentrate during conversation. Obviously, many people are faced with one or two of these problems. Occasionally, but adults with ADHD deal with this kit of difficulties on a daily basis. After that, for the medications, his wife played an important role because she's extending her time for Sammy, while other than that, he himself engaged in high-risk activities. The quercetin and bupropion are considered best choices for individuals in substance abuse treatment program. Non-stimulants are also a desirable choice for people who have had adverse effect on stimulant medication, both to the ADHD medication. Adrenaline is an effective way to increase dopamine. So, high-risk occupation like racing, firefighting, and emergency response that I just told just now are all magnets for truth seekers with ADHD. These kinds of jobs are part of those who has ADHD because it requires them to hyper-focus. But the constant need for an adrenaline rush that can be downright is very dangerous. It can lead to addiction to shopping, food, sex, gambling, drugs, and smokes. Before Sammy got diagnosed and treated, he occasionally smoked and he found other coping strategies to get by. But they were never quite enough and things did not get any better.
That is me. My name is Matteo. I am 12 years old and I have ADHD.
Now, let me introduce the main character in the second documentary video, Matteo. Matteo is 12 years old boy and currently living with ADHD. He was a quick learner, hyperactive, have a good heart, excitable, and very adaptable. So, what is his development process? Matteo goes through the cognitive process related to intelligence. This can be seen that in math classes, everything that has been taught by his teacher in the class has go into his head really well. But the fact that Matteo wants to do his homework, all the memories and knowledge about what has been learned before were gone. This thing make it significantly more difficult to complete assignment. He didn't know anything as he is not being in the class before. Indeed, ADHD can make completing tasks such as schoolwork or homework much more difficult. From an article reviewed by Timothy, little did you know that a popular misconception is that all children with ADHD are naturally smarter and have a higher IQ than children without ADHD. In easiest way, there is no connection between intellect and ADHD. Now let's get into support system. So who is support? Who is the major support system? Obviously his parents, Paul's dad, and Anna, his mom. And not to forget his best friend Carol. So what are the challenges that Matthew and his family encountered? First, where Paul, his dad, stated that he finds it hard getting work out because the microsleep wandering. Matthew agree with that one. Eyes everywhere. He's in different place, said Matthew. So some of Matthew's challenges are not able to sit down, got to keep still, and most dangerous one is that Matthew has no sense of danger. What a nightmare for everyone. He could kill himself. Talking about this, Matthew is also forgetful a lot. He is always lost his phones and more. Not only that, Matthew's reading and writing skills have definitely been affected. Now his his dad said that whenever he tries to have a conversation with Matthew, he always has to shut down the phone first. It's really hard to get Matthew's attention. Make you also love to bounce off the walls, and he's fearless in him. His mother was concerned for his security. Medications. In this documentary video, we can see that Matthew's mom and dad have an argument about medications. Should they or shouldn't they? Unless tried medication, he won't be able to learn those basic skills, said Anna the mom. Meanwhile, Paul, Matthew's dad, said, I don't understand if the medication would enhance or inhibit. A very different perspective. His dad gives energy to Matthew, while his mom asks his dad if it's possible to send Matthew to the medication. After all, ADHD isn't all bad. Okay, now let us talk about the similarities of these three persons, Henry, Matthew, and Sammy. The main similarities is that they have ADHD, and all of them have the same symptoms. They are restlessness, hyperactivity, inattentiveness, and impulsivity. They are also get easily distracted and cannot focus in doing some things.
Now, we talk about differences of exceptional individual and their life in terms of cognitive development. Henry and Matthew list as being in the concrete operational level, where they need to be able to switch from intuitive to logical cognition. While Sammy, he is classified as being in the formal operational stage, where he should have more freedom to be idealistic and abstract. Next, differences of exceptional individual and their life in terms of support. Henry, his parents decided to homeschool him and he received an education on par with other children. While Matthew, his mother, is working hard to find a medicine strategy that will help him focus more and broaden his thinking. And lastly, Sammy, his wife, is incredibly forgiving and always give him room to let his mind function properly. You must be wondering what theory is related to ADHD. Matthew's mom said that Matthew will not be able to learn basic skills, which are reading and writing. Basically, with this kind of behavior, teachers or parents can trust carefully in Vygotsky theory. This might have affected Matthew throughout his academic career since scaffolding means changing the level of support. Bronfenbrenner ecological theory is another one used, in which Henry and his mother are a microsystem and his mother gave Henry such a great support. She is prepared to homeschool Henry, for instance, and we make every effort to ensure that he has the same experience as the other children. Here we go to the last part, which is conclusion. Both adults and children can be afflicted by the disorder known as ADHD. Both Vygotsky and Bronfenbrenner theory have a connection to ADHD. We must acknowledge that many people with ADHD are not aware of their condition or that they need therapy. The construction of friendly and accessible school and workplace is made possible by raising awareness of ADHD. Additionally, it's guaranteed that doctors can effectively treat ADHD and lessen the condition effect, which may persuade those who exhibit a sign of ADHD to seek a diagnosis. That's all from us. Thank you.